The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes.
This week on the show, a maze. That makes it sound like I'm saying I've discovered a maze and I'm really happy about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a fucking maze back here, and it's snowing, and we're also at the Overlook. Okay. Anyway, sorry. We're traveling to the far off stars, talking to rock creatures and wondering just why an astronaut would have abs. It's Project Hail Mary, everybody. I'm Reeks.
And I'm Addy.
And this is Season 5 of the Film Addicts podcast. Hey there, friends. Welcome to Season 5. We're so fucking happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming back after the little break there. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We're going to talk about some pretty dope shit this season. We've already got our schedule locked in. But yeah, we're going to be starting with Project Hail Mary today. And I mean, that movie's a fucking juggernaut, so I'm sure you'll all be on board for it. And if you haven't seen it, well, fucking press pause and go and do that. But before we get into it, I've got to introduce, my podding life mate, my little fucking rock monkey creature of my own. It's actually, I think I'd be the rock monkey creature in this partnership. But anyway, it's Addy, everybody. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's happening? Yeah, I think I'm definitely the Rocky in this. Absolutely, that's the case.
I would love that.
To have a little faceless rock version of me around your house.
That's not what I meant.
That's whatever you're into. I don't want to judge.
Well, we're here. Season 5. I'm excited.
I know. Crazy. Absolutely bananas. But it's gonna be a good time. You know what's fucking crazy about this movie? Did you see how they made the ball that Rocky rolls around in when they build him the ball that he is atmospherically, sound for him to be in. Mm-hmm. And it's just a guy puppeteering it. And that puppet guy ended up being the voice.
Yeah.
It's so cool. That's just so, I don't know. There's just something very, I don't know. There's something very holistic about this movie that I like. Like, as big and huge as it is, it feels like it was all supposed to happen. It doesn't, I understand Project Hail Mary is a really popular book, and Hail Murray, did I say then? Project Hail Bill Murray, which is the new Ghostbusters movie they're making. No, I know it's a really hugely popular book and all that stuff, but I know there just seems to be something, and like the song that she sings in the karaoke bar, like that's because Ryan Gosling overheard her singing. And he's like, can you please sing in the show? And then that's the song that they end up using, for almost the entirety of the film. And yeah, and like Greg Fraser just doing some fucking capital work as DP. It's a really beautiful picture. Anyway, well, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Season 5, you bitches. It's Episode-90. All hail. What's been going on with you? Painting, were you?
Yeah, just like painting walls. That's honestly, that's about it.
That's
painting walls and thinking about Paul from Shrinking constantly.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. If anyone hasn't seen Shrinking, we're going to be doing an episode on it a little bit later this season. Get on it. That end of season. Every time they do a season finale, Indiana Jones makes me cry. I come to find out as well that when he hummed that theme tune as he was walking in, it was an accident. Can you imagine being on set for that and being like, do you realize what you just did? Harrison Ford. And then he grumbled something and fucked off. Yeah, it's just, it's hard to not think about that last little scene that he has.
Oh, yeah.
Just powerful TV. And look, I'm going to say it. I will accept the hatred for it if that's what comes. For me personally, I enjoy the show and it hits me harder than Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
Ted Lasso is arguably one of the greatest TV shows of all time, and it's probably better made than Shrinking, even though Shrinking is very well made. But it speaks to me more. I don't know why.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like
It probably fucking helps that Indiana Jones is in it.
oh, definitely.
Put that homie in anything and I'm like, fucking, yeah, oh, what's that? He's in a movie where he kills my mum. Yep, I'll watch it. Like fake, he doesn't actually do it. Mum's not an actor, so. That's not the point, Reegs. Anyway, so you've just been painting and nothing else has been happening? You said you had time off.
Yeah, I did, but then I started painting and then all the time flew away. And I started uni on Monday.
Isn't that the case? Time. There's so much and so little of it.
Fuck all that, though. How are you?
Good. I must tell you something that happened. A friend of mine who normally lives in New Zealand has come back to Melbourne for extended period. So we caught up the other night and had dinner. And she used to work on ships as she be a pirate. She out there, she's on the high seas selling DVDs. No, she's not. She worked on those sort of like Triangular Sadness ships where it's, all these rich motherfuckers. And this is her telling me this too. I'm not making this up. And would be like the servant staff. And she would have to make banana smoothies for them, or make smoothies with bananas in them like every morning or whatever. And she is petrified of bananas. Like she has a huge phobia of bananas, right? She can't even touch them. Like when she would do it, she had to do the skin a really particular way and peel it back so you could drop it into the mix without touching the actual pulp of the banana. And her boyfriend at the time was like, we're going to do a 30-day banana challenge. You got to eat a banana every day for 30 days. She got it a day 4 and was like, nah, not doing it, right? So she's telling me all this, and I'm like, that's fucking peculiar, but I've heard stranger things, I guess. And after she left, I was like, I wonder what the phobia is for that, what the name is. And you know how phobias, typically the name of it, whatever phobia, doesn't sound like the thing that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one that a friend told me the other day, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's the fear of long words. Yep. And it's really, really long word. It's fucking ridiculous. Or the fear of foreigners is xenophobia, right? Doesn't sound anything like, I'm sure there's a derivation there, in terms of language, and you can understand it if it's from the Latin or whatever. But just on first hearing, you'd be like, it doesn't sound like anything to do with foreigners. If you're afraid of bananas, it's just banana phobia. Isn't that fucking boring and great? Isn't that fucking boring and excellent?
Yeah.
I've got banana phobia. Well, it sounds like you fucking made that up, darling. Like that doesn't sound like a real thing that people have, because bananas pose absolutely no threat to anybody unless you have one and are near a gorilla. Like that's the only time that a banana is dangerous to you, is if you have one, or if you are into, gagging and you're doing it with a banana because a dildo isn't available.
Well,
and you choke.
Okay. I was going to say something. I'll stop myself because I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's all right. I should have done that from 6 minutes ago, and I can't be stopped. But whatever, get your own podcast. Do you want to talk about what's been going on and what we've been doing with the watching of stuff? Everyone's like, season 5 is where they really jumped the shark. Like, Reegs went on sane on mic, and it was crazy. Have you been watching some shit?
When you said jump the shark, all I could think about is you in an Indiana Jones cosplay over a shark riding it.
100%. 100% that's what would happen. Are you kidding me? If I was a shark man, like a hunter of sharks, I would end up riding them by the end of the film, definitely.
Hunter of sharks.
Indiana Jones Shark Rider, starring Reegs.
Shark Rider is a really sexy title, man.
And if I was a soulless piece of shit, I'd use AI to actually make that happen. Anyway, do you want to talk about what we've been watching?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. What
are
we
watching?
Yes, that was cat for watching. I can get a translator in here just a second. Hang on. What have we been watching? I did a couple of things actually. More than More than I have the last few episodes. I don't know why. I just had more time. But what about you?
Well, I'll talk about the one that I did start, and then maybe we can talk a little bit about the double Ds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Love it.
I binged the first season of Your Friends and Neighbors.
How good is it?
It's so good. I don't understand why it didn't continue after like the first 5 minutes of the first episode. I stopped watching it before the narration kicks in as well. Like if I just stayed for the narration, I would have stayed for the entire show.
It makes it, right? He's just got such a great it gives such great insight into the character.
Yeah. I love the bait and switch at the end as well. Like, spoilers for season 1 of Your Friends and Neighbors, but like, I guess minor spoilers. Oh, no, spoilers because it's the very last episode. But I love that it's set up to, it's going to go to the plane. And then as soon as I saw him walk in with like all black, I was like, oh, okay, sure. This scene comes right after they focus on a painting. So sure.
Yeah. But it's good, and it leads so well into season 2. Like it really, it doesn't feel like they were kind of making it up. Like it feels like they had a plan the whole time. Yeah,
that's cool because honestly, like season 1 felt like a contained story. Like if this was it, though, it would have been cool.
It would have been fine, yeah, absolutely. But season 2 is like really good. It's only a couple episodes in, and James Marsden's in it. Like,
oh, what?
Yeah, he plays this new kind of billionaire dude who moves into the neighborhood and starts causing a ruckus, and he's fucking excellent. He plays this like incredibly handsome and incredibly enigmatic dude, but there's something off about him, and I'm not 100% sure what it is yet because I don't know, because it's only a couple episodes in. But he's great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And peak fuckable. Like he is holy shit. The TV got an erection. It was fucking weird, man.
Right. James Marsden and John Hamm in the scene. Just
right.
It's like white fountains everywhere.
Exactly. 30 years earlier than that, they could have been Batman and Robin, for crying out loud. Nah, Robin needs to be a kid.
Yes,
that sounded creepier than I meant it to.
No, Robin is a kid.
Robin needs to be a fucking preteen.
No, okay, not a preteen, please.
But he does need to be a teenager.
Yes, 100%. But yeah, the biggest surprise though was, the housemaid in season 1, Elena.
Mm-hmm. She's
played by Amy Carraro. I know her from Critical Role. It was such an incredible surprise to see her like on screen that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was in like the last 2 campaigns as like a guest character. And then it was like, I've never seen her act on screen. But yeah, she was the voice of Shira in the Shira show on Netflix. It was really cool.
Awesome.
It was fucking fantastic. Olivia Munn was so great in it.
Such a great character too. Like just this set upon woman who's made some bad choices, but she's, certainly doesn't, she receives a lot more derision than she probably should.
Yeah. And like again, spoilers for the first season of Your Friends and Neighbors, but there's like the actual thing of the murder, like what it actually was, that blew my fucking mind. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
That was the thing, because I started watching it and I was like, I don't know, something's not clicking. And then I kind of just committed to finishing it. And by the time you get to kind of the middle of this thing, you can't not be drawn in by the mystery. And then the sort of about face that it does at the end, that turn on the twist, you're like, oh, fuck. I didn't see that coming at all,
Yeah.
Even if you suspect her, you don't understand the circumstances. I won't say it so that it doesn't spoil it for people because, they might want to go back.
It's really cool, and I can't wait to get into season 2. Yeah, it's been that, and like the pit ended yesterday, and it was kind of disappointing. But
it was disappointing that it ended, or it was a disappointing ending.
It was a disappointing ending.
Oh, really?
Because it was a lead up to something that we knew wouldn't happen, but then the show acted like it would, and then went like backtracked on it. Because it was a lead up since like the opening of season 2 as well. Like that's why it was like such a big thing. But yeah, acting was great. I don't like that again after a season they've fired another woman of color. I don't know what the fuck is happening there.
Sorry, in the in the context of the show, or that they'd fired the actress?
They fired the actress. I don't know. They gave the same reason for like a firing from previous season. That like second or like last year residents are like that's the last. That's the last season, so like after that season they would go on. But then there's a white guy who's doing the same thing, but he's done it in like both seasons and will be continuing in season 3. So just, you know, and yeah, I genuinely really liked that character too. And there was a chemistry between like that character and another character, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, and you also don't know the exact circumstances of it either, I guess.
But yeah, I've been watching The Boys, which is good, like thankfully.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until it's all dropped. Same with Euphoria, season 3 or whatever, you know.
I've been watching Invincible, and I know I was really high on it, like last time we recorded, but it's gone down because there's just, I don't get it. I don't get why people like this, because it's like, there are like 7 people working on that show. Do you know how overworked those people are?
Fair enough.
So let's talk about the double Ds.
Please.
I'm just going to talk about episode 5, which is the latest that since when we're recording this. It is the episode of the flashbacks to pre-season 1.
Well, it's happening while season 1's... It's concurrent with season 1, definitely, because you've got Wilson turning up at Vanessa's gallery, and you've got, you know, Matt's clearly doing Daredevil shit while this new case is coming up with Froggy's friend, and it's so it's sort of happening while all that's going on. And you can tell by that, like you said, the aesthetic has been changed. And I literally just finished watching Daredevil season 1 this week, so it was like slipping back into a warm bath.
I love that we got 2 characters that really humanize the others that they're with.
Yeah, I don't think that was an accident.
The flashback stuff is great. I also love the Bullseye stuff. I really this is like, I don't know. I have come to love Bullseye so much more after like starting the rewatch of season 3, and just the manipulation game that Kingpin plays with him. It is so heartbreakingly fucking fantastic.
He's a really good actor as well, and like the Bullseye in the comics can be quite one note because he's like the Joker. He's just, you know, apart from the fact that he kills for money is the only thing, but they kind of gave him this level of fractured identity that he's now kind of living in so well, and he's almost at peace, you know. In Born Again season 2, he's like, this is what I am, you know. Like he, you know, has a nice little egg in the morning and gives one to the cat, and then goes and like, you know, what are you guys famous for? And he's like, ice cream, milkshakes. I'll have a banana milkshake. Like, he just seems so. It's almost like and I kind of did the voice just then. He's like American Psycho. He's like Christian Bale in American Psycho.
Yeah, that is a good pull.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wilson Bethel is incredible. I love like the episode that you're talking about when he's at the diner. I love that he goes back to the guy and tells him that it's not safe for pets in restaurants. So don't do that. Don't be like, it was the most politest way to say don't be an asshole. But if Bullseye says that, he's probably gonna kill you. Yes.
Yeah. That is immediately followed by a fucking whatever is about. You know, he's killing people with forks and spoons and dildos and fucking, you know, the glass statuette thing of the Kingpin when they're at the boxing match. He gets Vanessa with that. Yeah, he's fucking unhinged, mate.
Yeah, I love that. And I love episode 5 where Matt's trying to save him. Like, it is everything like you can see in Charlie Cox's performances that like everything in his body is telling him not to save him, but he has to, right? And it is when like Bullseye triggers him with Foggy, and we go into the past, and it's about mercy, and god damn, man, Eldon Henson has missed so much.
It is, and it's so like the Catholicism that's embedded in Matt's history, not just in the show but as a character, is really important. He's the perfect hard-boiled superhero. Frank Miller said it. He's just such a great. It's the perfect distillation of noir sort of detective grittiness with the superhero theatrics, and you have this really beautiful, vulnerable character that you can throw anything at him. What's the old adage for when you're screenwriting is in the first act you chase your main character up a tree, and then you spend the second act throwing rocks at him. Matt's always in the second act because there is no end to this shit, so he's just constantly getting rocks thrown at him. But I've been rereading a lot of Daredevil at the moment by accident. Actually, it was before Born Again, the new season had started, and I just started rereading stuff because I got a book which is called Frank Miller's Daredevil, The End of Heroism, and it's a thesis on the era of time where Frank Miller and Klaus Jensen were working on Daredevil and how they sort of changed it from this bi-monthly lower tier book into one of the highest selling books that Marvel had at the time, particularly during the 80s. And I just started reading that and rereading the books, and then I read Born Again for the first time because I'd never read it. I had a copy of it and just had never got up to it. Like I read Frank's run and then fell off. And it's like has absolutely nothing to do with the TV show. It's in name only. Like it doesn't bear any relation. It's the single greatest Daredevil story ever written. It's such an incredible piece of literature. It's so like David Mazzucchelli did so little work in the comic industry that it's standout. It's really special, that in year one. And it's Frank at his best. Like he's never been better than that, I don't think. I mean, I really like Ronin. I really like Sin City. But he's kind of, gone hyper masculine at that point. Daredevil still had a lot of, heart and sympathy, during that particular run when he came back, and his love for the character of Elektra as well, despite the fact that he killed her off at the hands of Bullseye. But yeah, that, and read The Man Without Fear, which he did with John Romita Jr. and stuff. And it's just he's really my favorite character. My favorite superhero character. It's just. And Charlie Cox embodies it so well. It's everything I want it to be. And yeah, again, after finishing that first season of Daredevil, the Daredevil show will always be my favorite, superhero stuff that Marvel's done. It's so rich, and I find more about it every time. It's a great show, and it's a really great history to this character that's, now going on to be, 50, 60 years old at this point.
Yeah. I love that, and I've not read anything with Daredevil in it, but like going back to season 3, I really want to just try and get into like some of it at least, just to see like if there is any difference from like the depiction in the show and like general comics.
I'd say the show probably leans more into the Marvel Knights series that they relaunched in the late 90s when Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti took over Marvel as editor-in-chief. And Marvel Knights was, so Daredevil, Punisher, Moon Knight, all those sort of street-level characters. And they started producing Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, all of this stuff that became these shows came from that era. And it starts with the Guardian Devil storyline that was written by Kevin Smith and drawn by Quesada himself, and then it moved into some stuff with David Mack, and then Brian Michael Bendis had a huge long run on it, like 50 or 60 issues with Alex Maleev, and then Ed Brubaker came in, and then they relaunched from issue 100 again, and Andy Diggle came in and did the Shadowland stuff, and then Mark Waid took over and did a sort of a more traditional swashbuckling Gene Colan, Stan Lee style shit after that, and that's where I dropped off. But it's the only consecutive run of comics that I have is Daredevil and Nightwing. And I have hundreds of issues of those characters because they're just, I can go back to them and that. So I would highly recommend anything in that Marvel Knights run, particularly the Bendis stuff and particularly the the Guardian Devil story that Kevin Smith did is just, he had his finger on the pulse, man, and he set the standard for those books in a really beautiful way.
That is awesome.
Or The Man Without Fear, the Frank Miller, John Romita Jr., 4-issue series, which is basically what the first season of Daredevil was based on, just in terms of its aesthetic. And it's such a great story about his, like, a proper origin, And Born Again. Like, if you can get a hold of Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli's Born Again and read that, it's only like 7 issues or something. Just, you're not going to read better comics in your life. It's just some of the best shit. And it's just the most beautiful renderings of these characters. And it's so much meaning in every page. It's so rich. And you can, just stare at it. It takes a really long time to read because you don't want to not look at the pages. It's amazing. Anyway, sorry. I'm sucking some serious DD. I love it.
That's what we're here for, mate.
Fucking love it. There's a really good podcast that they're doing in concert with this as well. You can listen to Cast talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Whatnot. And anytime fucking Karen Page, sorry, what's her name? The actress?
Oh,
3 names.
This is...
I've drawn a blank. Deborah Ann Wall.
Yep.
Anytime she opens her mouth, I'll that sounded creepier than I meant it to. Anytime she speaks, I will listen because I find her just absolutely, I'm transfixed by her every time she speaks. Like, there's something about her voice and her way and her mannerisms. And she's an incredible actress and was so relegated to smaller stuff because of maybe the Daredevil's popularity or whatever, I don't know, but or the what's the show she was on with the vampires? Ooh, Sookie. The one with Sookie in it. Vampires.
Vampire Diaries?
Teeth. Nah. Oh, help me out here in the comments. Blood stuff. True Blood. There it is. I found it. She was in that as a vampire and all that stuff, but she's an incredibly articulate and emotionally intelligent young woman. She's not my fucking age, but I don't think she gets the credit that she should have for those first 3 seasons and being in Punisher as well. Her relationship with Frank is absolutely critical to that series and to season 2 of Daredevil. And then to come back in season 2 of Born Again is like, when she turned up, I was like, oh, fuck, this has just gone up 50% for me, because I really love her work. Anyway, it's a lot of DD. Heaps of DD. Have you watched anything else?
I watched Heat yesterday.
Holy shit. All right, well, pause. We're doing an episode on it. We're doing an episode on Heat. Oh, did you like it? You didn't like Heat?
No.
What the fuck? All right, this is the fucking season finale of the show as well as the season 5 premiere. Why? Why didn't you like it?
Listen, man. Okay, I'm sorry. We did this for film club, but we haven't talked about it. We'll talk about it today. But I couldn't listen. The 2 scenes that there are with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are fucking gold. The last 10 minutes of the shootout, or like the shootout, is what changed my mind on most of the film. I couldn't get into it. There was no connection between me and like any of the characters, and I couldn't find a way to not only just like be connected, but like to be invested in the story. And it felt really long. And I'm very sorry.
It is. It's 3 hours. Yeah, I fucking love it though. You just marinate in that shit. Not even when Val Kilmer's like having that fight with Ashley Judd.
Well, he's not having a fight. He's throwing a fit.
He's having, yeah. Well, leave the credit card and the keys on the table on your way out the door. And she's like, and I'll take your kid. And he jumps over the couch at her. Like, fuck, that's powerful shit, man. For me, the sun rises and sets with her. I don't know. That's the one that gets me, that relationship.
Maybe a rewatch will do it. But yeah.
It's no, I was only joking. Like, if you don't dig it, you don't dig it. I just fucking think that's a perfect movie. Like, that's in fucking no notes, everybody, no notes.
The only other Michael Mann film that I watched, honestly, is Collateral, and I had to watch it for class, and I didn't like Collateral either. But I watched it for class, and it felt like a chore. But then when I watched it, like removed from all that and really enjoyed it. Like I like as much as like Tom Cruise is great in it, Jamie Foxx is fucking incredible. Like he like Jamie Foxx's performance in that film makes it. Right? There's like I feel like personally Jamie Foxx's performance is much better than Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise is doing something that he's probably never done. Or like a villain in that, because he's not playing like Tom Cruise type of role. He's older. But yeah, that's the one that I like. But
and yet he's also Tom Cruise's character in that. He's also, you know, this fucking blinding tactician. You know, where he takes out those guys in the alleyway, like the quick draw, you know, double taps that he does. They fucking still use that as you know, like training videos of how to do like a quick pull for police officers, because like pulling from the hip and stuff. Fucking amazing. Anyway, that's okay. You didn't have to like Heat. I disagree with you entirely, and we won't do an episode on it. I'm going to do an episode on my other fucking show then. Fuck you. And I can't do it on Sequel Suck because there isn't one. But never mind. Was there anything else that you did watch that you did like?
Honestly, that was probably it.
All done?
Yeah.
He's finished?
Yeah.
Very good. I watched Crime 101 with fucking absolute blistering cast. You got the Hemsworths, you got the Ruffalos, you've got the Berries. That's Halle Berries. You've also got some berries as well in the freezer. You can use them for these smoothies. Bunch of other ones. It's not at all what I was expecting. It was closer to Drive than anything else, in terms of its you know, the way it portrayed its character. Like he's clearly, you know, socially awkward and all that kind of stuff. And I had a really good time with it. Like I had a good time watching it. It wasn't, you know, mind-blowing anything. Nothing stood out, you know, in a huge way. Ruffalo's performance is really good, but he's always great. Berry's sort of marginalized, Halle Berry's marginalized sort of older woman of color who's still fucking slamming, like just absolutely light speed hotness, but is, you know, it's treated this way by dudes. So I like the kind of commentary that was going on there. But I must tell you, there's a scene at the start of it after his first kind of... Oh, Nick Nolte's in it too. He's really great. After the first kind of heist things happened. And he does the heist and then he goes to see a sex worker. Now, that's not funny. There's no shame in that. If you're a lonely person and you go to someone who's a licensed sex professional, fucking God bless. You know, that's what they're there for. But in what fucking universe does someone who looks like Chris Hemsworth have to go to a sex worker? Like, I'm sorry. I know he's awkward and shit, but he could literally drive downtown and jump into any bar on the strip and pick up 6 women. Like, they'd be throwing their vaginas at him. Like, it's absolute lunacy to think that wouldn't be the case, right? And there's another scene where Halle Berry, looking like that, as the actress looking like that, workaholic or otherwise, is on dating apps and is swiping? No, she's got penises being flung at her everywhere she goes. She can't move for cock. Like, it's... That was the most unbelievable thing. The rest of the film seemed like a fucking documentary by standard, you know? Anyway, it's a good movie. You should check it out.
Got it.
Yeah. And the other thing I watched was... The other thing I've started watching was because I'm doing the Daredevil or the Marvel Knights shows. I'm just going to do them. Okay. I'm fucking doing them. I'm going to do it. Even the ones that I remember not liking much. But to be fair, it was like 10 years ago that I watched them. So, you know, let's see what happens. And so I'm into Jessica Jones season 1 now. And it's fucking amazing. It's so great. I just forgot. It's one of the most like the composition of its shots and the way that it's a lot like Walter Mitty, actually. I know we're not talking about that till next episode, but the way it centralizes the character in the frame and then completely alienates her by covering part of her, or it crops her in a small area, or it has soft focus where there shouldn't be soft focus. They're using like split diopters or something, and you know, or those shallow focused lenses. It's spectacular, and the story is really fucked up, and I completely forgot, like the little chick from Starlight or whatever her name is from The Boys. She's in it as the girl who's being controlled by Killian at the beginning, and she shoots her parents in the lift. I'm like, oh, fuck. And not only that, like talking about, you know, movies being just for kids and everything being desexualized, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage fuck hard in the first episode, and I forgot, like, you don't see nudity or anything, but they are fucking the shit out of each other, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I remember like episode 1 of Defenders, and Luke Cage is fucking Claire Temple, and
Yes.
it is, oh my goodness, I could not believe they showed that.
They're doing the business because it was on Netflix. No one gave a shit. Now it's on Disney and was like, oh, don't say boobies. You know, like, fucking grow up. We're all adults watching this stuff.
But like, also, how creepy is David Tennant in that?
It's horrendous. The end of the second episode where he walks into that house and makes the 2 little kids get in the cupboard and leaves them there. Like, just, yeah, amazing. Yeah, such a good show. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to rewatching Luke Cage because I never watched the second season.
Oh, okay.
I never watched the second season of Iron Fist. I didn't watch the 3rd season of Jessica Jones. So I've got all this new stuff, and I just I'm in that place right now, the Daredevil-y place. So I'm going to kind of stick with it. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. Do you want to talk about the nerd news?
Let's talk about nerd news.
Here it is, the nerd news. We're talking about CinemaCon. Now, you sent me some links. Jamie Dornan, famously from one of those 50 Shades movies, has been cast as Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum.
Boo!
How about that shit, everybody? Why is it a boo?
Because he's not my Aragorn.
Yeah, but what's his name's like 70?
He's the same age as Ian McKellen was when he did Gandalf.
Yeah, but how is it going to be like? It can't be that. It's The Hunt for Gollum. Like, it can't be set after those movies, so they can't get an older version of him. Or are you saying you wanted them to de-age him, or just don't do it?
But like, Ian McKellen is coming. Like, everybody's fucking coming back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, I also really, really like appreciate Viggo Mortensen not caving in, because they went to him for The Hobbit as well, and he said no. And
is Aragorn in The Hobbit?
No, but like Legolas isn't there either. But they had him in there.
Just adding him.
He's just,
that's lame.
listen. I've said this before. The Hobbit is an afternoon tea book. It's a very short storybook that WB may try to make into a duology, and then said that making it 3 films would be better. So they split a short fairy tale into 3 movies that need 3 acts. But the actual, like, The Hobbit doesn't, like, the reason why The Lord of the Rings exists is because The Hobbit doesn't end where The Hobbit ends. Like, the story continues. So the actual 3rd act of, like, the entire Hobbit story is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, right.
And to have like really impactful 3rd acts for all 3 of those movies, you have to deviate from the text. But the text is great. And what the deviation wasn't that great either. But yeah, I don't know. It's Lord of the Rings, man. I'll still watch it.
Yeah, of course you will, you fucking cuck.
Okay.
No, it's, you know, is Peter Jackson coming back?
As producing, he's producing, and it's Hunt for Gollum, so Gollum's the main character, and Andy Serkis directing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know, he did make a really good Venom movie, so... Yeah, sorry, you can't... This isn't a video show. You can't tell that I was joking. It's not a very good... There are no very good Venom movies. There's one very good Venom movie, and it's called Morbius.
No, Morbius is great.
Morbius is good.
And it's not a Venom
Jared
film.
Leto is not.
Yes.
I made the distinction as well. So, all right, you'll do the next one. You do the next one.
All right. Robert Eggers' Werewolf follows a gothic world where townfolk are investigating a brutal werewolf terrifying their town, presented in a 4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah, he's shooting it old Academy style, which is really cool. I like that ratio a lot. It's very claustrophobic and it's square, so you can do some really interesting things with composition and stuff. Robert Eggers is a great filmmaker, and you know it's nice to see that he hasn't done the thing which a lot of young hot filmmakers do, which is cave and go and do franchise shit. He's like, nah, I'm going to keep making my weird bespoke horror movies if you don't mind.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, cool.
Like not for us, it wasn't for everyone, but I fucking love it. And like you don't go to like Robert Eggers films to get like jump scared. You go there for the vibes, man. You go there, you go there to be haunted by the atmosphere.
Yes, that is what people use the word vibes a lot. I call it, atmosphere when it's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's exactly what The Lighthouse is. There's nothing in there that's scary, except for the performances, and the performances.
Except for when he goes out and dumps the shit bucket accidentally all over himself, and there's huge logs of shit in it. Like, no, that is fucked up. I'd rather see skin flayed off someone, like in the pit,
or finds a dead mermaid on the beach.
Yeah, that's a fucked up part of it too. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Great movie though.
I still don't understand what it is, but it's pretty to look at.
Don't have to, man. Just fucking give in. It is what it is. Don't have to understand it.
Just feel it.
Yeah, exactly. Just feel shit. That's the best advice anyone's ever given about movies. Next, they showed the trailer for Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
And people fucking came and were angry in equal measure, and some of them came angry.
I have to say before we do this is a description for like the first maybe 10 to 20 seconds of the trailer. I'm not doing the entire thing because not only do I not want to spoil it for me and you, but like our audience as well. Yeah, because they have like footage descriptions all over the place, but this was the first like thing that I saw. So
first things, yeah. Well, okay, so you've got Thor fighting Doctor Doom and reuniting with Steve Rogers. Professor X watches an incursion from his mansion window, if I'm not mistaken. Mystique turns into Yelena from New Avengers. And Shang-Chi and Gambit have a fight sequence in the X-Mansion. Like, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Shang-Chi and fucking Gambit having a punch on? I mean, I can't really take Channing Tatum Gambit seriously with the fucking costume, the comic book accurate costume and all that kind of shit. But fuck, I really want to see that happen.
Yeah. I mean, the Gambit's Gambit is that you're not supposed to take him seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like Channing Tatum's a good actor, like if you make him do that seriously. But I just don't know how they get him in. Like, how the fuck do you get that character out of the end of Deadpool and Wolverine and into your Doomsday movie? Like, I just really can't. I'm not a professional screenwriter. Like, I write professionally, but I'm not, like, none of the movies I've written have been made or anything. Like, even the stuff I've done doctor work on. But I still get up every day and write. Like, that I consider it my job. And structure is really fucking hard. Like, it's the thing you spend the most time on. The actual tippity-tappity typing, that's a fucking, like, less than 30% of it. The actual building of the story and building out the scenes and making it all work, and then the rewriting, like, once you've actually got it on paper, like, that's either side of the actual, is where the writing happens. The typing part of it is not, like, sitting at a computer is not the writing. And structure is such a huge part of that. I don't know how the fuck they could even begin to structure a movie like that, given what we understand. There's so little of how we understand how the multiverse kind of works in that way. Is it portals? Is it, okay, so incursions, all right, and then you've got this kind of what happens in Spider-Man No Way Home. I get that. People just turn up, but they're pulling from, like, it's not only the X-Men from the X universe that they've already established, like that we know from the Bryan Singer pictures, but it's a random Gambit that never actually happened. And he was in the void. He was just created in the void. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck does he have a fight sequence with Shang-Chi? Like, who's had one movie? He's been in one shits. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even conceive of what this movie's going to be.
I'm not so mad about that. You know what I am mad about? Is that in all of this, what doesn't make sense to me is Doctor Doom. You know, arguably one of the most recognizable Marvel characters, right?
Easily.
Classic antagonist to the Fantastic Four and Reed Richards himself. His first fight in the MCU on screen is going to be with Thor.
Well, yeah, maybe. We don't know that, do we? What information do you have that says that's definitely the first fight?
Because the trailers are the first 15 minutes of the fucking film.
Oh, okay, right. That's a lot in 15 minutes. Christ.
Listen, man, I've been saying this since the fucking said the cast. They're gonna kill my X-Men.
Yeah. They're gonna kill them all and then recast them as younger motherfuckers.
That I'm fine with. What I'm not fine with is them like doing all this for fucking shock value. But you know what?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, just let it be whatever it's going to be. Who knows what it is. Now, this one I haven't heard of. You do the next one.
David Ayer's Heart of the Beast, starring Brad Pitt, will release in theaters this year. The survival thriller follows a former soldier and his retired dog who battle for survival after a plane crash in the Alaskan wilderness.
I quite like David Ayer as a filmmaker, and he had a really good interview on John Bernthal's podcast, The Real Ones, and he's been through the ringer. Like, he's seen a lot of shit. I like some of his movies. I don't like some of his movies. Brad Pitt I quite enjoy. I'm here for it. He's got a dog. If the dog fucking dies, they can both eat a dick, but if that's not the case, then yeah, I'm here for it.
I think I've only ever seen one David Ayer film, and
Suicide Squad,
and I've really enjoyed that. But yeah,
he's got a couple of good ones in there. He's been making some interesting fucking Jason Statham movies of late. There's Working Man, a Beekeeper, I think it was. There might be another one as well. I don't know.
Are you sure it wasn't The Librarian?
There's a Jason Statham movie called The Librarian. I fucking doubt it. I don't think Jason Statham's ever been in a library.
No.
A fucking what? Like, I don't think he knows what a library is. Nah, he obviously does. He used to be an Olympic level diver.
Get out, really?
That's why he's in such good nick, because he's got the swimmer's body. Do you know what some people did watch, Addy?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did.
A lot of people watched Project Hail Mary, everybody. That's right. A seamless transition for once into the main topic of this wonderful, wonderful film, directed by those two motherfuckers that got fired off that other movie.
It's so hilarious, man.
It's ridiculous. And they go on to have quite good success, you know, let's be real. What are their names again, the directors?
Oh, Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Phil Lord, Chris Miller. Screenplay by Drew Goddard, who was interned on the Buffy shows and also created Daredevil and then fucked off to make a Sinister Six movie that never got made. But yeah, I can't tell you what a surprise this movie was. I wasn't going to go and see it. And you said, I would like to do an episode on it if you like it and you want to go and see it. And I looked it up and I was like, fuck, it's 2 hours and a half hours. 2 hours and a half hours. That's too many of hours. And I thought, yeah, I'll give it a punt. I've got some time off on this day. And even the beginning, like, I was like, I'm appreciating this structure of it kind of going back and forth of he's trying to figure it out. And then it goes back to kind of, giving you information as you go. But I was not prepared for the emotional ride that I was about to go on, because I thought it was that sort of cutesy thing that Ryan Gosling's doing at the moment, Fall Guy or Barbie. And I mean, he's a great character actor and there's a lot of nuance to all the stuff that he does, but it just felt like more of the same, that kind of tongue-in-cheek. And then as you get into further and further into it, Grace ends up being this really, like, he's just a big fucking nerd, and he's a little on the spectrum, and he's kind of, wholly unprepared for what's going on. And yet, so it was, I'm grateful that you kind of reached out about this one, because it's a good one to kind of kick off the season with, because again, we're only about, good times here, and that's really what this film is. It was a fucking great time. It feels good to feel good in a movie,
Yeah, I have a question for you before we get into like the vegan meat of it.
The faux meat, the Impossible Burger, yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking tasty, man.
Yeah, they are good, pretty good. Don't eat lots of them because they're really highly processed, but yeah, that's okay.
I will eat how much ever I want to. Thank you very much.
Okay, maybe I'll shut the fuck up then, won't I? Professionally.
No, this is just a joke. Do you watch the trailer for this?
No.
Okay,
I think I might have seen it, like I went to the cinema and saw it in that respect, but I'm never paying attention to them unless it's something I want to see anyway. So usually reading or whatever. Because
I vaguely remember like us talking about this in like Nerd News fucking 2 seasons ago or something. That like something like this was being made. But yeah, so the great part about this is that you went in without watching the trailer. Because to the detriment of everybody who read the fucking book, they showed Rocky.
Yeah.
And I understand why they did. But also, like it, I went with a friend of mine, and I genuinely told him not to watch it. I was like, you like space, you will like this. Just don't watch the trailer, man.
You like space. You like space. You like the fact that there's a universe and that we're not the center of it.
I mean, like, his favorite fucking film is Interstellar, so I was like, you probably like this.
It's a fucking great movie. The other thing was funny is that Drew Goddard also wrote The Martian.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of Martian adjacent. I think it's better than The Martian, though. Do you? I don't know.
Yeah. I like The Martian, but it is very much a Ridley Scott film first.
Yeah. It's not memorable the way that this one is.
Yeah. The memorable...
Like, this is really...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say that, like, the memorable parts about The Martian are what are in this film as well, which is the self-recording and everything. But in this one, they actually, like, serve a purpose. In The Martian, it's just to, like, fill time because, like, unless... Like, if you're just reading that makes sense. But, like, if you're just watching a person do something without, like, any connection whatsoever, it'll fall flat. So, yeah, I really, really like this movie, man. Like, I liked it more than I thought that I would. And I went into, like, having the same, like, mindset that this might not be, like, as great as people are saying because, you know, it's Ryan Gosling playing another, like, goofy adjacent character. And not goofy the character, but, like, goofy as in the adjective. But, yeah, it was about friendship and hope and love, and it fucking broke me 3 times.
Yeah. The other thing I really like about it, the emotional stuff, absolutely, I'll get into, but the design of it was so specific. And I know that there's obviously going to be stuff that was taken from the book and the author's going to be involved in stuff, but in particular, Rocky's ship and the way, like, because that's the thing, isn't it? You have to tell people how another being, another sentient, intelligent being lives its life. And it can never be anything, like you could say that Rocky's kind of part spider, right? Because of the way that they weave with the sort of stuff they've got, and they make the chain and all that. Like there's that element to it. So it does share kind of visual stuff with some other things, but you can't, like, there's no explanation of what the propulsion system is on that ship. Like, how does it work? How does it move so quickly? You know, what about it is not mechanical but organic in nature, because that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like a spaceship. It looks like something that was grown. And that's clearly probably how it works, you know? So I feel like that was kind of the thing. And also, just to get into it, like Rocky is, I know there was a puppet sometimes and sometimes it was CG. It doesn't have a fucking face.
Yeah. Also, it was never CG. That was the thing that Ryan Gosling really wanted, is that if we're gonna have a puppet, I want it to be in the shot, even if you're gonna remove it and then replace it with CG in the actual film. He
wanted it so that he could interact with it.
Yeah, and then the puppeteer was just acting.
Yeah,
and
and there's that kind of that disconnect thing of when something doesn't have features, and yet somehow it worked. Somehow it worked. Like it shouldn't work, and it shouldn't have worked for me as a technician. That shouldn't, and as a storyteller, I hope it shouldn't have worked. There's too many elements that you could disconnect from, but because of the charisma of the star and the technical prowess of the filmmaking, and the fact that Rocky feels like an actual character and not a pet, like they become best mates. It's not a pet relationship, He becomes a shitty roommate at one point. He's got the great bit where he's doing all the video diaries, which is an excellent way to move your story forward when there's no other characters you can talk to, and where he's being really quiet, and he can hear him in the next room, and he's like, God, I just need a break. It's like, what are you doing in there? Like that kind of thing. That's every time I need a shit and there's 3 cats in the house. It's like, I'm having a shit, guys. Like, what do you want? I don't come and bother you while you're doing shit. That's what happens. They're all asleep right now. If they all wake up, they'll be in here like a shot and be like, hey, what's going on? It's not like that. It's there's a tender human relationship going on there. And does it tell you how long they're together?
Oh God. As in in the story, or like footage wise? No.
In the story, is it how long are they trying to figure this out together? Because they they learn to speak to each other. That must take ages.
I'm not entirely sure, but it would have been over 5 years, I'd say.
It's got to be years, right? Yeah, because I know that when they do finally, spoilers for this movie, but if you're listening to this, you've seen it. When they send the thing back that gets rid of the what's the stuff called? The
astrophage.
Astrophage. When they send back the sample that can the alien organism that eats it, and they send that back to Earth, and he's like, here's the instructions of how to use it. When it goes back there, you can see that the woman's older. It's cold on Earth now, so it has had an effect. You see her on the ship, and they're like, okay, let's get to work kind of thing. And she looks, she's in her 50s or 60s opposed to being in her 30s or 40s or whatever it was. So it's clearly been a time, but I just didn't know how long it was specifically for Rocky and Grace.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if they even say it in the film. I don't think they do. But yeah, also the really heartwarming thing that I found out is that Rocky's species, they had this problem, but they the reason why he's stuck there is, well, not only because he doesn't have all of his crew died, but they died because they don't experience time the way that humans do, because they don't have time dilation. They that wasn't a concept that they knew, which is why they've been stuck there. And so at the point that we meet Rocky, he's been stuck there for almost 42 years, which is the age of Ryland Grace.
Oh, come on. Little things like that. It's little things like that really, even if you only find that out in hindsight, that's been thought about. I think that's what and again, we'll talk about it when we do our Walter Mitty episode. It feels, everything has such intent, everything feels on purpose. And it's really, really rare at the moment in the current state of cinema. And we talk about this all the time, and I'm not slagging anybody off or anything, but a lot of stuff feels made by committee and it's mechanical. And when you watch these things, it feels, there's a very, very big difference between something feeling on purpose and feeling like it has intent an intrinsic value and something feeling like it's premeditated. Premeditated is an understanding of what works in a market and how you can sell something. But on purpose feels like a story you wanted to tell in a really specific way, in the way that says, you know, this is a story about a grand idea of, you know, something that isn't out of the realm of possibility, like our sun being eaten by something, or at least it going out and the world self-dying and going on an interstellar journey to, you know, seek a solution and finding a rock alien. Okay, well, there's a lot of things in that sentence that don't exist in our everyday reality. But what does exist in our everyday reality is choice, you know, is the wanting to help as well. I think more people want to help than you think they do. I think we're kind of almost marketed to and spoken down to, particularly in the media and social media, to be against each other, because that creates fear, and fear, motherfuckers, creates sales. Because when you're afraid of shit, you build walls, and one of those walls is you buy more stuff. And that's how stupid economies keep going and billionaires stay billionaires. But it's about unity and friendship and courage on a grand level. This person, like Grace, is not a hero. He's a fucking high school teacher. And I know there's a lot of stories where the one least likely is the one thrust into it. I mean, Armageddon is that, you know, there are these drillers who are like, hey, let's teach you how to be astronauts and you can go and drill. Why don't you teach astronauts how to drill? That would make more sense. But anyway, I know there's lots of stories like that, you know, like the one least likely. But he still does it. He doesn't even know who he is when he wakes up, and yet he has the scientific background. He learns how to fly the ship, like all that stuff. Like when you are tested, the human spirit, you know, the testing the limits of the human spirit is what this is about. But yeah, key to what you said before, it's about friendship, and in a really primitive way. Like when they meet, and I know they're alone for a long time, they don't even share a language, let alone a species or an understanding of what life is. And it's really beautiful when they go, you know, you get to the end and you see how they've kind of adapted their environment for him. But you know what I mean? Those kind of stories don't get told that much anymore. And I feel like that's missing from the cinematic landscape at the moment. Every time I see a trailer for something, I'm like, fuck, that looks like it was... I mean, Disney just laid off almost all of their special effects department. You know, the removing of the human element so that jobs can be done by AI. Like, I'm not a fucking crazy person, am I? Like, that is so inhumane to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they fired all of their virtual departments and then went on CinemaCon and talked about Avengers Doomsday.
It's fucking disgusting, right? I didn't want to bring it up before because I know people are looking forward to Avengers Doomsday and it'll probably make a lot of money, but there is a hell of a lot of work being done on that project that is AI-based. And I get it's going to be in the smaller parts of it, you know, in terms of the bog down in the paperwork and minutia part of it can be sped up by the use of AI. I wouldn't do that myself, but I understand it has a purpose when you're working on big things. But to remove human being, even if they're doing simple shit like texturing and rendering and element work and all that kind of stuff, as soon as you remove that human element, we're fucked. Like you're off the storytelling register. The in terms of your authenticity, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. Sorry, that was me saying in a positive way that Project Hail Mary is the opposite of that. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it was made by very careful hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And just I want to go back to that. I want to go back to that point because, like, look, people talk about the usage of AI, and you know, like it won't like take over humanity, or won't you know, like the concept of an AI having consciousness is not harmful to humans, right? And this is why I don't like this argument at all. And it's very simple. We can say whatever the fuck we want, right? These fuckers, these billionaires have already done this, right? They have given consciousness to algorithms that make decisions. When it happens, it's not if now, when it happens, we're immediately fucked because they've given them the choice to choose. It is an immediate eradication of the human element from this planet. And Project Hail Mary is the complete opposite of it. It is humanity, even in the most military sense of the word, right? They're like on the fucking ship, and there are governments from all over the world working together to find out what the fuck can we do to save our son. And it is these two goofballs in the middle of fucking space, away from their home planet, trying to save each other.
That's the real heart of it, I think, is that makes it feel different. And also, like, I understand that this movie was made by a big studio and there was a lot of money behind it, and it probably employed people who work in the AI space. Like, I get that. And I know that there's corporate backing there because, I mean, fuck, Skittles has got a big piece of this movie, that's for damn sure. Like, you know, particularly those nice sour green ones. Skittles are vegan, which is fucking fantastic news for everybody. Yeah, it's I get that, but again, it's about intent. And if you want to make art, then you need to have the right intent. And I don't feel like engaging with stuff that is, you know, plagiarism anyway at best when it comes to the artistic space. There was a girl on Instagram the other day that was like, she's created this music, and AI is now like has absorbed this music, and so when people use it and upload and it's been uploaded to YouTube, like AI versions of it, like that have taken like the information from her music, and that it's now saying that her original pieces of music are copyright infringements and they've been pulled. Like, what the very fuck? Anyway, okay, I'm tired of the fucking argument. It's not going to change things. It fucking has already, you dumb shit. We're getting fucking thicker by the minute. All right. Agitated. But having said all that, you know, it was a real balm, because I haven't been to the movies a lot this year, honestly. I've been to see a few legacy things, but nothing's really kind of spoken to me. I don't know. I was just, yeah, I don't know. Just haven't been. And it was nice to go back and feel the bigness of it and the broadness of it, and that something like this, a huge blockbuster with a massive $1 billion smile star and all the backing in the world and some great pedigree, and, you know, an Oscar-winning cinematographer who lives in my town, and that's the other thing as well. Like, visually, there's some shit going on here that I've never seen. Like, when you get to those other planets and they've got to get the sample, you know, and they go through the light sphere, and he's like, I'm just taking a moment, like, unbelievable visuals, that you know, stuff that you just was conjured from nowhere. There is no reference point for me for what this looks like. It doesn't look like Gravity. It doesn't look like Interstellar. It doesn't look like fucking The Martian or Star Wars or anything like that. It is only, in the future, people will be like, oh, that looks like Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen. You know, it's going to be an influencer in that sense. Yeah. So it was nice to feel that, but also have it be this beautiful, like everybody knows, I'm a fucking huge softie, and I love a story that's about, you know, love and triumph and friendship and, you know, pain and death and loss and grace and beauty and all that stuff. Like, that's where the human spirit is. And you can put that into anything. You can put that into your space adventure, or your fucking thing about giant sharks, or your fucking thing that's, you know, actually stop motion animation and it's a fox, or whatever the hell it is. Like, it doesn't matter. If you've got those story elements, I'm always going to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm 100%, man. And, like, do you know how they shot that scene where he's taking a moment? It's a bunch of...
Oh, that was, sorry, don't shake your head in a podcast. No, I don't, Eddie.
It's a bunch of LED lights in a plastic wrap, and Ryan Gosling was in between it, and that was it.
Sometimes that shit works, friends. Sometimes it works. Real light hitting real objects. It's you know,
and like,
it's a really, really simple thing.
Yeah. I feel like most, like, over anything else, like even over like the themes of like working together as a group, you can solve more problems. Like, this film is about courage and hope and everything, but it's also about the human experience. It is about like making a connection, you know. And like, it's the same with Walter Mitty. We will get into that, but it's about like like, even in the most insane of circumstances, we can find connection with things that we didn't know were possible. It's a rock spider. with no face. And when it saves Grace, I fucking cried.
I can't even talk to you for a minute. I was at rehearsal for this play that I'm in, and I was speaking to one of the other actresses, Kate, and she said, "What did you do today?" She goes, "I went to the cinema." And I was like, "What did you say?" She goes, "Project Hail Mary." And I was like, "Are you all right?" And she's like, "It's the second time I went." And she said that her friend told her after the movie, when you were sitting there, we could feel the seat row shaking because you were sobbing that hard. And she was talking about the ending. And I'm like, what about where Rocky breaks out of his own fucking safe, the atmospheric ball to save Grace, and does, and then nearly fucking dies. I was like, if they kill this creature, I'm walking out of the fucking cinema. There's absolutely no way I will put up with that. And here's my little man. And then, so I just got a big meow. What's up, buddy? Meow. No, he's fucked off again. I'm going to come and meow on camera so everyone knows you're real and I'm not insane. I fucking hope they're real. Christ. He's like, and then Grace is like, because they've got the thing of they can't wake up. These creatures, they have to be woken up, and they can't sleep. They need someone to watch them while they sleep, and so they're like, now we do this, and then we just watch them while we sleep. And then that's, they've got the beautiful part where he's like, "Oh, you're just going to sleep up there?" And he's like, "Okay, I guess I'm sleeping down here, and I can see your bunghole and all sorts of stuff." And that's, played for laughs. And then later on, he's like, after Grace sort of comes to and finds Rocky and puts him back in the containment cell and all that, and he's like, "Don't worry, buddy, I'll watch you sleep. I'm here. I'll watch you sleep." And just the black, the soot that he finds, the trail of it, I was like streaming with tears. Just powerful. Why does it work? I don't know. I can't fucking figure it out. Like, if I could crack the code on this and figure out what it is that makes me feel like that, it would be a revelation as a storyteller to know just how they could get to that place with these two characters, Incredible.
While that was happening, I couldn't do it. Like, I was genuinely crying. I looked at my friend, and my friend was just looking at me, and there was like no emotion at all. And I was fucking bawling my eyes out. And at one point, I think I genuinely said, "Please don't kill him." And I
couldn't do it.
Like, when Grace wakes up, he doesn't find him for a bit. And I was like, oh no. Like, the idea of Grace, or the idea of finding Rocky's remains, man. It fucking horrified me.
I live in that fear every single day, that I'll come home and I'll find one of these guys. I can't tell you. I'm not afraid of anything apart from that. Anything, not even my own death. I don't want to get hurt or fucking stabbed or be in a plane crash or, fucking get eaten by a shark or have hemorrhoids or any of that stuff. But I'm not afraid of it. Fear is a very specific thing. But yeah, the idea of, and he plays it so well. Like, Ryan Gosling plays it so well. He plays it certain that he's going to be all right, but also absolutely on the brink of collapse at the thought that he won't. And that's a really, really nuanced place to be, of being like stupidly optimistic and hopeful, and completely broken by the fact that this is what's happened. And I think it's, again, after they discover, there's a beautiful sequence where they capture the alien element that eats the astrophage, and it's this amazing. It's Shane Black talks about it, the screenwriter talks about it in terms of escalation. Like, you have to keep going up. Like, I know he fell out of the airplane. Oh, it's okay, he's got a parachute. Oh no, the parachute didn't open. It was full of knives and forks. Oh no, but he's falling. But there's a haystack down there. Oh no, but the haystack's got huge pitchforks coming out of it. Oh, it's okay, he missed the haystack, but he landed on a cow. Like, you've just got to keep upping the stakes, and that does it so well, and it's edited so well. It's so technically, it'll win a lot of technical awards at the next Oscars if they remember it, but they typically forget when they're this early in the year. But I think that kind of ratcheting up to get to that place where it's the beautiful, because I was totally convinced it was the ending. There's a beautiful, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take this home, and you've given me some fuel, and and they do the thumbs down thing as opposed to the goodbye and all that stuff, and just the heartbreakingness of that. What is it? Parting is such sweet sorrow. It is really horrible. And then, holy shit, to get to the place where he discovers that the astrophage is the alien element that they've collected that eats the astrophage is also eating the fuel?
No, it's the astrophage that's supposed to die because of the alien element, but it adapts to it.
Yes.
And by the time that it adapts to it, it's completely destroyed the fuel. I think that's what it is.
Yes. Yeah, but Grace notices it because there's an alarm, and he figures it out and he's able to stop it. And then you see him recording a thing and he's like, Rocky's ship, he won't know because they already had it. It was already in the fuel. He won't know that it's eaten. He's not going to have enough to get home. And I don't have enough to go back and get him and get home. And I was like, please go and save that little rock monster. Please go. It's a rock lobster. You have to, man. And he fucking does. Oh my God. Doubling back for a friend is a great trope. It happens in almost every single Western, but just something about it. It was, I can't even tell you, the lengths that he had to go to go back for his friend. And tell me one fucking friendship in your life that you have that for, where you would literally turn your life into something brand new for somebody. He didn't even do that. He went back to be with his friend to die. That was what he did to do. He can't live on Rocky's planet. He didn't know that they would be able to get home from there, even if he did get, he just went home back to be with him, to die together. Holy shit. There is I don't think there's a single creature on planet Earth I would do that for apart from these fucking cats. That's, I don't like anyone that much. I mean, I love you, buddy, but no, I've got responsibilities right here, right now. But then again, if we were to be there to be on Beach Planet together, that'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't be able to do much podcasting, but still we could hang out.
Yeah, that scene is something else. And it's really hard for me because it's because of the song that they play. He sends the probes and they're named after the Beatles.
Are they?
Yeah, it's called.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
there's George, Paul, and Ringo, and there's no John. Oh, there's no George and there's John. And as soon as they start dropping, they play Two of Us from Let It Be, the Beatles album. And I've talked about this fucking million times, but the 3-part documentary that Peter Jackson did is about the making of the album, and Two of Us is a Two of Us is a Paul McCartney and John Lennon song about the two of them as teenagers. It was when they played that song, my mind flashed to them in a recording studio jumping and singing that song, and also having the fucking hindsight of the knowing that the creation of that album is the last time they were together and happy and doing this. And it was probably it was after that they recorded Abbey Road, but there was too much bad blood between all of them that they had to record their parts separately. And it's two of us going, it's about two people finding each other and then going home. And it's not them going home to a place that they knew. It's going home together to make a home, and it's what ends up happening. And yeah, it was just I was not expecting that to hit that deep, and it did. And from that point on, there's still about 15 minutes of the film left because he goes back, and then we flash forward to him on Rocky's planet, and for the last 15 minutes of it, I was just crying.
I defy anybody to watch this movie and not feel something. I don't care who you are. Yeah, it's and in pieces as well. It's really well directed. It's a really It's beautifully staged, and the scenes are, so well constructed. And to flash back and forward as well can be difficult sometimes. You can lose the narrative thread, and to eke out information that you need for the present moment in a flashback that hasn't completed, that hasn't happened in its entirety, is really interesting structurally as well, to have scene for scene linkage, as opposed to here's a big bit of flashback and then the rest of the movie carries on and you have all that information. To do it in pieces, because he gets there. You know what I mean? Like the threat isn't there in that, but you still need it to be. There still needs to be the sort of fun and games part of the screenplay for it to work. That's really well done. So Drew Goddard is great for that. He's went to the school of good structure, working with on Buffy and stuff and Angel, but the cinematography is. It's probably my favorite of Greg Fraser's work, honestly. Like, I love Dune, don't get me wrong, and I really love Batman. I love the lens choice in that, to use the old-fashioned lenses, and but there's just something in particular about this that I feel is really, like I said, there's some stuff in here I've never seen before, and like you said, he's using techniques which is so simple and effective that it's nice to know that somebody who's just won an Academy Award doesn't just throw money at a situation. He's done the R&D. He really understands what this film needed to be in terms of light and shade and camera movement as well, and how things would look. And the score is just fucking beautiful. It's so melodic in places and then really sort of blockbustery in other places where it needs to be. And again, the design of everything, it's a lot of really great pieces all mushed together, and they all work. And again, like I said before, that's a real rarity these days. Hey, buddy, are you back again, are you? Are you hungry, mate? He's been asleep since fucking 11 o'clock or something in different places around the house, and now he's up. He's like, fucking dinner, bitch, dinner fucking time, get it in me face, mouth. We won't be much longer on this episode, mate. He just looked at me like, I don't fucking care. Feed me now. It's a fucking amazing film. Again, Ryan Gosling, just one of my favorite performances of his, and he's got a lot. Like, come on, the dude has such a stellar back catalogue of characters he's built. It's probably this March from Nice Guys. Check out our Nice Guys episode, and whoever his character's name was in La La Land, I've forgotten again. Sorry,
Sebastian.
Just Sebastian, yeah, and his character of the driver as well, just spectacular. All right then, mate. He's just fucking up. He's all the way up there. All right, that's fine. Yeah, he's just such a great actor, and Rocky is the Baby Yoda that I want Baby Yoda. Like, Baby Yoda is a phenomenon, the Grogu, but I wanted it to feel like this. Like, this is what Rocky will go down in history as one of the best sidekicks of all time.
And I also agree that I've never seen a space film look like this, or a space adventure look
incredible.
like this. Like the green northern light clouds in the planet that they go to catch the astrophage, preceded by one of the most tense sequences, or the second most tense sequences in the film, with the chase and him dropping the ball. I don't know what it was, but the compartments that they had to eject because it was on fire.
Yeah, that's tense as. He doesn't 100% know how to do it either. Like, it's all he's learning as you're learning and stuff. Hey. Sorry. Excuse me. No, don't eat that. What the fuck? Clack. Look at this. Look at this creature. Look at him. It's an excellent film. It's wonderful. It's joyful, and it's just what you need in your life. I absolutely promise you. Can't be missed. Do you want to talk about some favorite parts, though?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I love some favorite parts, mate. It's hard because we kind of talked about them already.
I'll go with the needle drop of Two of Us with him turning back. I think that genuinely changed me. It really, really moved me.
Yeah.
Watching that. Just because this is like Ryan Gosling said, like what happened behind the scenes, but like when Rocky says Rocky hate Mark, it's like there, like he was like on set. He was talking about a producer friend of his who was on set, and he was telling this story. Like in the film, he was telling the story about his girlfriend, and then like just for the fucking fun of it, he said, "But now she's with Mark," and then the puppeteer just said, "Rocky hate Mark," and it made the film.
It really does, yeah. I love that. The whole the having him in the sphere and showing him Earth, is so great. You know, when they celebrate after they've sort of solved the problem of the astrophage, and they're in that, you know, the dome thing. And he's like climbing the tree and there's ocean, like that whole, the montagey stuff in the middle is the building of that friendship is really beautiful.
Yep. And a lot of things come to mind, but this is something that sort of like because I was taught this like in fucking elementary school, is that like the math is a universal language, and to use that as building blocks of breaking a language barrier from an alien species, to like having like words put into an algorithm so that he can speak to you, and like that the formation of relationships, the formation of the friendship, where like he's in the in-between tunnel, and he's talking to Rocky and like it's just that's everything, man. And the fact that like for like the split second that they had like Meryl Streep's voice for it, and she actually fucking dubbed that for them.
Yeah, that's hysterical.
It's amazing. But yeah, it's that, and as much as I hate it, when Rocky saves Grace, because I have never cared about something so much in a film as much as I did for Rocky in that moment.
Yeah, a you know, a not real character.
Yes, honestly,
yeah, absolutely.
It reminded me of when Oz throws her heart out and puts Brightbird in and says, "Yes, I've got all I need."
Yeah, I mean, Wild Rose, forget about it. That's not even fair to put that in competition. For me, it was like I haven't felt that strongly and had that big of a reaction to an animated character since the fucking shoe was put into the dip in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it screams like that's. Like, holy shit, that's a murder. That's a straight up murder of that character. Fucking hell. And this is a far more emotional thing, but the same level of intensity. For me, it's the singing of the song in the karaoke, and that very specific song, and the sadness on her face is that she knows she's sending all these people to their death. To make that character human and not just a fucking, you know, military government piece of shit is really remarkable. Yeah, absolutely. Grace passing out and you know, getting injured, and then Rocky smashing open his own cage to go and help his friend, and in agony while he's doing it, and just that recuperation process of him being there with him and them being together and all that is just... That's beautiful. And the turning around, obviously, and going back for his friend. But when you cut forward and you see Grace in an environment, he's in a house of some sort, and he has coffee, and a robot gives him coffee, and it's the robot from the ship and all that stuff. And he goes out the door, and knock, and there's Rocky waiting for him in the ball. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? Did they go back to Earth? Did they roll down onto the beach? And he's like, can you get them to change the atmosphere? It was like really too hot yesterday. I want to be a bit cold, the water, you know. It's like, yeah, sure, we can do that. And now there's no there's just subtitles. You don't hear, like, Rocky's not being translated. Grace just knows how to speak his language now, and they just speak English and rock back to each other. Rolls up, and Rocky says they figured out how to send you home. And he's like, can I think about it? And I said to you, as soon as I got out of the cinema, I texted you, I'm like, absolutely not. I wouldn't fucking go anywhere. Are you kidding me? Like, to get off this fucking shit heap and go and spend some time up there with my best pal? Like, no way I'd go back. And then to fucking the beautiful button on the whole thing, he's a teacher again.
Yeah.
And he's teaching these fucking other rock creatures like English and science and literature and history and whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
Who can tell me what this is?
It's also, he says, who can tell me what speed of light is? It's really important because that's what killed Rocky's crew, because they did not know what speed of light was, because they don't experience relativity like humans do.
In the same way.
And he's taught that to the kids.
And you see all the kids like, yeah, and he's laughing. He's like, yes, and that's the end of the movie. It's a beautiful character moment. Like, you could end on a big visual, but you got all that. You've done all that. It's out of the way. Like, that's what makes the difference with this movie. It's this huge, grand spectacle of a thing. This 2.5 hour space opera. You know, biggest movie you've seen of all year. Huge budget, all that kind of stuff. And it's about these two dudes. These two dudes who just fucking fall in love with each other, and that's it. That's their whole lives. And I love it. It's exceptional. I'm so glad that you suggested we do it for our season 5 opener. It can't be missed.
Ryland Grace is not a hero. He's not a heroic figure at all. But he was meant to be with Rocky since the day he was born.
Yes. Yeah, it was. All of this has happened before, and it will all happen again. Like, they've done this dance many, many times. There's no mistaking. They would just happen to be in these bodies this time round. So, yeah, it's a beautiful picture, everybody. Go and check it out if you haven't. And if you have, check it out again, motherfuckers, with some new information about just how special it actually is, from this conversation. That's it for today. Thank you so much for coming back and listening to our first episode for season 5. We do really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us for the last 4 seasons. We've had such a great time. We've talked about some amazing things. In this season, we'll be hitting our 100th episode, which is really great. I'm excited about that. Might even, eat a banana nude on camera. Going back to whatever episode I talked about the banana nude on. But anyway, it's going to be wonderful. Our next episode we're going to be doing on the secret life of Walter Mitty, which is a favourite of both mine and Addie's. And we've got some really great stuff in the lineup coming up, for the rest of the season. So, yeah, thank you again. We really do appreciate you, Addie. It's been a joy, being each other's Rockies and Graces for the last 4 years. And I know that you're stuck in that little box there and I'm stuck in this little box here. But, we're not galaxies apart, I promise you.
We're no, man. Amaze.
Amaze indeed. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and remember, fuck hate.
Love wins.